Hello and welcome to the SportsGrad podcast. My name is Ryan Walker and with me as always is the creator, Ruben Williams. How are you today, mate?
G'day, Ryan. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. I love creating things, so thank you for that title. I won a creativity award, in fact, back in primary school, but that's perhaps for another episode.
Yeah, maybe we could cover that on a bite-sized episode. It's probably worthy. I just thought you love to create, you love to do things, love to get things done. So why not call you the creator? This episode obviously wouldn't be able to happen, to be honest, if we didn't have the great support of Deakin University, where every single course is backed by industry experts, so you can be confident that you'll get the job you want with a degree that employers want. So Deakin University, progressive real-world learning.
Good bunch of creators there too.
There are. I've heard that. Very creative university. If you want to learn about who we are and what we do, want to ask us any questions, feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. You can find the link to do so in the bio and the show notes. What are we talking about today, mate?
Ryan, today we're talking all about how to build a world-class network, which I'm really excited for this. I have had the fortune of meeting a lot of people around the world, and they've offered me a lot of different opportunities. So I'm excited to kind of share a bit about how other people can do that and start to open up some of their opportunities too. But this comes back to the principles we've been talking about, Ryan, the 8 principles of how to get a job in sport without getting lucky. So people might recall in episode 100, we introduced this. We're now up to episode 6, or part two of principle number 6. And principle number 6 is get comfortable talking to people you don't know. Opportunity exists in circles of people who trust each other, and you are welcome to join those circles. So Ryan, this talks to the realities of the hidden job market, which we love, the 80% of jobs that live in the hidden job market. And that's all based around trust, as in, can I trust you to do the job? For example, when I was in my second year of uni, I reached out to a guy called Wayne, and we had coffee. And he got to know more about me. The next week, he said, let's have coffee again. He had another opportunity to get to know me and understand what I could do. And he started to trust in my ability. At the end of that coffee, he said, hey, Ruben, we need someone to fill a job as the football operations manager at Paran Junior Football Club. Do you want to do it? And I said, yep, absolutely. And the only reason he offered it to me because he knew who I was and trusted that I would do a good job of it. So then the question becomes, how do I introduce myself and build trust consistently so that I don't have to rely on the 20% of jobs that are on job boards? I can continue to rely on my network or reach out to my network when I need it. Well, Ryan, I've prepared a little step-by-step guide as to how people can start to build a world-class network, which I think you're going to like. It's a bit methodical. There's a step-by-step process, which we love on this podcast. So
nice.
Let's jump straight.
You are the creator.
I have.
So,
you're right. It's very relevant for this.
We love the method as well. So
that's it.
This should be good.
Well, if things are easy to follow, then it becomes easy to do.
I agree.
So this is pretty simple to follow. Step 1, Ryan, is meet lots of people. And for me, when I was going through university, this started with, creating a podcast and creating content that people could engage with. And that's because when I was trying to meet people and have coffee with different people, it became easier to get the attention of a busy person by saying, hey, can we do an interview? Other than, hey, can we just chat over coffee? People seem to be more interested in that. So for me, I was like, all right, I've got this little channel, come and chat to me, and people were more inclined to say yes. However, if you want to be really clever with it, our good friend Armaan Ahluwalia from the Brooklyn Nets, formerly Kansas City Chiefs, moved to Brooklyn Nets. What he did was he made a list of everyone that he wanted to network with, and he would dig through websites and PR reports and find company emails, and then just plug in the names with @ company at the end of it until he got a response. And so For Armaan, it was a cold outreach approach by digging through old emails and creating a list of people to go to. And in those emails, the key to reaching out was just a short, specific message that also appreciated their time. I think one of the key things to keep in mind is that everyone's busy. The best way to get cut through is just acknowledge that people are busy, and they'll all say, actually, you know what, I can probably afford this person some time. Yep. So step one, meet lots of people, either through your own channel or methodical cold outreach. So step two then is start to narrow your focus. So now that you've met lots of people, you have an understanding of who they are. Ask yourself, did I feel energized talking with this person? Or is this person a heavy hitter? And if yes, then you add these people to your dream sounding board. This is your personal kind of board of directors, the people you want to be able to call up at any time and bounce ideas off and get feedback from when you need it most. So say, Ryan, you met 5 people a week for 20 weeks, and now you've got 100 people that you know. Seek to build about 20 stronger connections from that. And then in your spreadsheet that our good friend Armaan has encouraged you to whip up, decide how regularly you want to stay in touch with these people. Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? And then decide how you're going to do it. Are you going to have a coffee with every single one? Are you going to have a Zoom call with them? Are you just going to add them to your own personal newsletter? Armaan introduced us to his own personal newsletter when we chatted to him. And we thought that was a very efficient way of keeping people in the loop with what he was doing. So you've got your 100, you've condensed it down to 20 who you really like, and you've decided how you're going to keep in touch with them. You've got a method to your list. So now you got 20 really good, strong connections from your 100. If you want to go further than that and turn a few into mentors, people who are like really invested in who you are and care about your success, and you can call up whenever you need. The way to do this is step 1, ask for specific advice. And then from there, actually follow the advice. And that's the important bit. Like, people will happily give out advice. Not many people will go and action it. But if you go and take on board that advice and then report back on the results, then you're going to find that people are invested in what you're doing. So for example, if a student came up to me and said, hey, Ruben, how can I increase the revenue that I'm bringing into a cricket club? And I said, here's an idea for you to run some events. And they came back and said, hey, Ruben, we tried this and we got this result. I'd be like, oh, cool. What I'm saying to this person is actually having an impact. I'm going to share more with him. That's made me feel good. And that's the same impact that happens in other people. These potential mentors that you've got, you make them feel good by doing what they said. And once you start to do that over and over again, they become super invested in your success. So aim for about 5 mentors. Try and diversify them if you want to get really, specific. Have a couple in different fields, people you can bounce ideas off for different reasons. And continue to keep them in the loop, continue to follow their advice, and they will become really invested in who you are. And that's it, Ryan. It doesn't need to get any more complicated than that. You've grown a network of 100 people. You've found 20 that you really click with, who you can call on if you need. And from that, you've now got 5 who you've established a really deep connection with, who are now invested in your success, and you can call upon whenever you need.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. 3 simple steps. You said it was there was a method to the madness, and you've created something. So well done. It seems quite simple. So go on, go and do it.
That's it. Go out there, go and do it. Report back. We might be invested in you.
Report back. That'll definitely gain investment.
Yep.
All right. Well, that'll end us. Thank you for that, and thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.